way to the track, Emerald Coast Dragway. Yesterday actually Thursday night, we flew into Alabama, Mobile, however you pronounce it, and drove an hour and 30 minutes to Crestview where we're staying to go to the track. We got stickers done yesterday. I got fitted for the seat and moved that stuff around, and I got to drive the car around in like just the pit area. It feels fine, tough to tell. The car looks nice, fabrication's nice, and I'll show you guys more of that today. And we're doing practice, qualifying, and top 64 today. A lot of drivers, so it should be fun, interesting. Hopefully get a few practice laps and at least get it dialed enough to get around the track and see how it goes. We're here, we made it. I don't even know, it's Holt, Florida, I think is where we're at, but it's Emerald Coast Dragway, and we got the Drift HQ E46 behind us. I'm gonna give you guys a little tour around it because I'm sure you guys will have questions. I got this tour earlier so I could get a little educated on the car before I did this, so hopefully I don't blow it. So it's E46 coupe. It's got like a DTM style wide body, which they just fixed up and got super clean for us. It's got 2JZ, no shit, with a Garrett G30 770, which seems really responsive. And they fitted it with all the proper things, like 4-inch downpipe, good intake manifold. Seems tuned pretty well. I kind of drove it around the parking lot a little bit. Drivability seems good, so usually when the drivability is good, the power stuff's good. They usually do it the opposite way, so it's good. Like bash barred front, electric power steering using a Mini Cooper pump. And then, so the belt system is super simple. Rear mount radiator and a bunch of other things here. It's got some radium parts on it, a regulator, and their fuel system set up in the back, which we'll see. Wastegate dump tubes out the M3 fender, SLR kit, and the motor makes about like 600 wheel and 600 foot-pounds of torque. Seems to be full boost at about 4,000, so it's got a pretty big power band. I mean, I'll let you know more on track when we get there, but it seems pretty good. Inside, it's got a dog box, 4-speed. Pretty simple interior, nothing extravagant, but all the right parts, so it's pretty solid. Cage is like 1.5-inch 095, it looks like, with the subframe tied in, which is good. It's got a rear mount radiator with some ducting here to cool the fuel and the radiator. The Radium FCST. We're running Nitto 295 40 18s on it. They're from our old FD program stuff, so should be great for out here and should do really well on this track. Sweet little radiator. A lot of guys like overdo the size of the radiator, and then it doesn't flow through the core really well. So this is a really good setup. Fan setup seems good. Pulls water out on every corner, or pulls air out on every corner. And in the front we're running Nitto 235 40 17s. We had them upgrade that a little bit. I had them put a front sway bar on it and up the spring rates a little bit, little JZ, and we'll just see how it goes. Oh, it also has a quick change and stuff in it. So hopefully we do a little gear change and keep the car in optimal RPM range. There's a generator with a 100-foot extension to run just that fan for her. Princess over here. Anyways, so went out for practice. Car was good. It's got great power. Response is good. We're having a little bit of trouble with the suspension, so we're trying to dial that in now, raising it up a little bit, trying to get a little more shock stroke out of what's on there now. We're getting about 3 laps on a set of tires. We need to get 4, so we're working on that and figuring it out. I think when we start doing some more chase runs, the tires can do 4 laps then, and then we'll be good. We have to be able to do 4 laps considering how many tires I have, and considering that there's a top 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, and then a battle for the win, obviously. So it's a lot. I mean, right there is 10 tires with no one more times. So if we can make 4 laps, then we can obviously be able to do double that, which is probably what we need. But yeah, everything's been good. Car's staying cool. It's 105 degrees out, and water humidity rating, not even a percentage, it's just water. So we're going out for qualifying next. We're going to find out the qualifying order here in a little bit, and then I'm going to grab some lunch and go shred a lap or two qualifying laps. Klutch Kickers, and this is the track. So we go down the front straight basically as fast as we can. I think people are getting up to about 75 or 80, and it's a decreasing radius turn, so it's a really long first half of the turn, and then it tightens up. So you basically are hucking the car in, letting it scrub some speed, and then getting on the gas to add angle and drive into the outer zone. Otherwise you'll fly off track, which some people have already done in practice. Then we go inner clip 1, which is right after the first outer zone. Then there's the touch and go, which you can touch and tip the cones over, but if you hit them with anything forward of your rear wheel, then it's a no-go, it's 0. So you get to that touch and go, and then you power out to the judge's outer zone. That touch and go is really kind of awkward to get to and make smooth. It's not the natural line, but they're doing it so that no one can run away from each other. Getting out to that really frees up the spot for the chase car driver to get on your door, because you got to reach to get out there. And then you have to fill the outer zone in front of the judges, which starts right in front of the judges, not earlier, and then finishes the entire sweeper to the cone leaving the zone. And then you get on the power through there going into the last turn, and the whole last turn is an outer zone as well. And they want you to go all the way to the finish line at the outer zone. So, We're gonna go change some setup on the car, try to get it dialed in, and go out and shred.
Congratulations, buddy. Ah.
He's on it, so I got on it.
Yeah, it probably dipped and the front end picked up when the right rear dipped off the track.
It's time. It's time.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was.
And then you got me a little harder the second time.
Too soon. We just finished up Klutch Kickers. It was an awesome event. These guys here have a cool track, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about the people driving the event. Like, everybody had a good vibe. Everybody was good. Like, everybody's having fun. It was chill. But the cars here are ridiculously fast. Like, because it's a smaller track, guys who have 500, 600, 700 horsepower can put grip in their cars that they've never put in their cars. Like, if you took one of the cars here that did well and you took it to a big track, they probably wouldn't even spin the tires because they could hook the car up so much on this small track. And you would not believe, like, the cars were FD speeds on this track, which, you know, obviously they're not FD cars, they're not whatever, but they can hook them up to go fast on this track, fast enough that I think it would be similar to FD. Obviously FD runs on faster tracks and bigger tracks and all that, so it's a little bit different, but just watching the way the cars worked and the dynamic of it, these guys are really setting up cars that are ripping. Hopefully they don't go to another track and have so much grip that they can't drive their cars, but, you know, that's on them. So we went out, and all of our battles were really good. We didn't get anyone more times. We actually won. I made a couple small mistakes. Our battle with Adam LZ could have definitely gone to him if his gearbox didn't break. I dropped a tire. Twice. Yeah. Well, one was like kind of a cutout of the pavement that I got. It wasn't like in the dirt. It's just how it was like shaped like this, and I got in the little box. But anyways, and then on his chase run, when he ran me, he was super close, did a great job, but he broke his gearbox. Which, oddly enough, we were just talking about that. I'm like, you don't have a Jubo in your car, and you have no clutch delay valve, which is like a cushion in the clutch pedal. Like, how have you not broken any of these gearboxes? Right before our battle, and then his gearbox broke. I'm like, damn it. Like, I honestly think that he probably would have beat me if that would have been the case, if his car would have held together. But either way, we ended up second overall, which is really good. We lost to Taylor Hull, another FD Pro 1 driver, so, you know, kind of is what it is. We both came out here. He had his FD car. I was in a car that was from Drift HQ that was really, really good. We got it dialed, and it had plenty of grip and everything. I just, you know, we came into the first turn, and I misjudged his throttle position. He was kind of going really, really wide on the track, so I drove up a little bit in case, you know, because if you're at their back tire, you'll be deeper than them, and I think he was on the very, very edge of the track, if not one tire off. So basically what happened was I nudged him, and then he got on the gas, so I did, and I nudged him again, and then he got on the gas to go for real, and I was in it already, and I bumped him and ended up breaking a tie rod. So a $30 part caused us to not be able to finish the lap, but, you know, that's what happens when we have super wide front ends with wheels that are sticking out, and it's really easy to take a hit. You know, the suspension and everything, SLR kit, everything was perfect still, just tie rod. So we're gonna come back and probably just put a tie rod on this and drive it right into the trailer, be ready to go for the next event. Hopefully Duarte enjoys the car. The way we set it up, it's a machine. It rips now, makes good power, and it's working really well. So pumped to be able to come out and drive this event, drive with some new people, you know, get a competition under my belt, because we haven't competed really this year outside of the Freedom Factory with Vaughn. So it's nice to drive with a bunch of different people, and just get back in that competition mode and get ready. So maybe we'll try to drive another competition type event here shortly, just to keep that fresh in our minds, because getting mentally prepared for competition and getting through a whole weekend is something that you gotta get back into. So without having FD right now until September, we're gonna try to do some more maybe.